Let's get into Kanye West. Kanye West recently released a new album, and he's trying so hard to get back into the mainstream and using every excuse in the book. The problem is I kind of believe his excuses. Like, he opened up about his bipolar disorder, how he got into this car accident that left him with a traumatic brain injury. He blames this car crash that happened about 25 years ago that almost took his life, and it left, I guess, damage to his frontal lobe, and he claims that he has bipolar because of it. I've actually never even heard, I never knew that, like, you can get into a car accident and develop bipolar. Like, I don't know why I did not know that. I guess it makes sense, because if you can get into a car accident and have like brain damage, and sure, I just didn't know, like, I guess if you can get into a car accident and get anxiety. Yeah, I guess it makes sense. The trauma of it all. He said he lost touch with reality. Things got worse the longer I ignored the problem. And I said and did things I deeply regret. It does not excuse what I did, though. I'm not a Nazi or anti-Semite. I love Jewish people. He later addressed the Black community, saying that it was the foundation of who he is, and he's sorry that he let them down. Probably extra sorry because he's got this new album out and he is a flop. People aren't paying attention to him, and it might just be a little too late even with the sob story.
So Kanye West apologized to the Jewish community and to quote, "those I've hurt." And on the surface, it looks like a sincere apology, right? It says all the right things. It says, it talks about his like mental illness and his like brain injury and like all those things. And it's like, world's smallest violin. Like, it seems like on the surface sincere, right? I'm going to say something about this. That apology is a ChatGPT apology top to bottom. Top to bottom. That man did not write any of that apology.
One person asked a great question in the comments. Has he apologized to his family first? He's been completely absent from, 3/4 of his children's lives. He hangs out with North. She recently performed with him. But yeah, they deserve an apology. And honestly, hard take, but Kim deserves one too. One person asked, so he miraculously healed from this injury, like in a year? Which is a great question. Is he just like on medication now? I know people who have bipolar disorder, they just take like medication on the regular. Maybe he's being maintained, but if it goes down to the brain injury, I wonder how that works. One person said an album or tour must be coming, which is completely correct. He has his album named Bully, which is actually inspired by his son being a bully to other kids at school. One person said, oh, he's medicated again. This cycle will repeat again. Just watch.
Apology not accepted. Never will be accepted. And you might as well stop trying to apologize because no thanks. What, does he have a new album coming out now or something? I also think it's hilarious that he had to apologize with an ad because presumably no journalist would talk to this man or give him any free press. So he had to pay for press in order to apologize.
To give you guys some context about Kanye West's crash, it happened in 2002. It was October 23rd. It was late at night, 3 a.m. He had rented this Lexus and he was leaving a studio session where he fell asleep at the wheel and he crashed into an oncoming car. So head on. It shattered his jaw into 3 pieces and caused nasal fractures. It also looks like the other driver suffered broken legs, a broken pelvis, and other severe injuries. Actually, Kanye went into emergency surgery at the hospital in West Hollywood, and he ended up recovering. He actually recorded his debut single Through the Wire with his jaw still wired.
Nearly lose your life to nearly lose your mouth, your voice as a career as a rapper, your face. I had to be on TV. My face looks crazy to me now. Y'all probably look at it and think it's normal, but I feel very self-conscious about certain things. Look how my mouth, it looks like you can't even see my bottom teeth when I talk. You always see the top teeth, and that's not how I used to be.
Let's get into Nicola Peltz and Brooklyn Beckham. Did you guys see what Nicola's parents pay her every month? Her allowance has me, I'm actually sweating. I'm starting to sweat right now. You're telling me that her net worth is about $50 million because her parents give her $1 million a month. And Nicola lives in this completely different world where she gets all this money, she's got all this privilege, and she almost looks down on her other rich Nepo baby friends. Your parents don't give you $1 million. Supposedly this even happened in the Beckham household.
Nicola's billionaire daddy told David and Victoria Beckham, I give my daughter $1 million a month. Why don't you give Brooklyn $1 million a month? Allegedly. The podcast went on to talk about how Victoria and David Beckham give Brooklyn money, but they hope that he can stand on his own 2 feet and would do something on his own, so they don't give him $1 million a month.
And that makes sense. Like, I can understand why the Beckhams would want their son to go and build something for himself. But, Nicola is so rich that idea is so foreign. It's like, wait, why would I go do that when I've got so much? It's endless. Money, so the saying goes, is the root of all evil, certainly in the case of the Beckhams versus the Peltzes. It's proven tricksy, an insider says. David and Victoria are two working class kids done good. They've crafted hard for their money and understand that with privilege comes responsibility. On the other hand, like Nicola's family, they've been born into this rich money. So, Nicola doesn't know what it's like to go and perform like a Spice Girl, to go and get her bag, or to be David Beckham and go kick that ball into that goal. And it's not like Brooklyn really has much going for him either. Sorry, Brooklyn. He's tried to be like a chef. He's trying to be an Instagram chef. I will never forget that clip of Brooklyn Beckham going on to national television to make a breakfast sandwich, like the most basic breakfast sandwich I've ever seen in my life.
Bacon and then the egg.
Okay.
The moon's over my hammy.
Yeah. No, wait, what about the ketchup?
Right
Ketchup.
Oh, very nice.
The ketchup.
That's a good touch.
Right on top of the
Yeah,
egg.
it actually, it's great.
A little sweetness.
Okay, hold on. Oh, look what he does.
I don't normally do that, but like,
And I always like to squish it down a little bit.
Squish it down, he says.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take a bite.
Wow.
Oh my God, Brooklyn. Come on.
That's an easy bite.
Come on.
Let's get into Luigi Mangione. Now, a man poses as an FBI agent to try to free Luigi from jail. It looks like people are still riding hard for Luigi. I get it. He is hot. He's a very, very beautiful the specimen, right? A Minnesota man was arrested after showing up Wednesday night at a federal jail claiming to be an FBI agent. He had an order from a judge to release an inmate, and that was Luigi. They're probably like, what the hell? Like, Luigi's not going anywhere. This guy named Mark Anderson, I don't know what is up with him. Does he have like a crush on Luigi? It's like, once you get him out, Mark, it's not like he's all yours. You don't get to just take him. But he created all these fake credentials and went to the jail. And he also had weapons in a bag that he was carrying. If I was a Luigi in that situation, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to go with this Mark guy. Like, I will stay in my cell. Inside the bag was a barbecue fork and a steel blade that looked like a pizza cutter. Barbecue and pizza? It's got me hungry. But it looks like he got into it with officers, and ultimately he did not get his boy Luigi out. Let's get into Ryan Seacrest. So people are worried about Ryan Seacrest. It seems like he's he's been hitting that Ozempic. And I'm actually truly worried about this guy. Ryan Seacrest, he's been around forever, but he's just been I hate to like pick on his appearance because I think it's the same thing as picking on like a woman. It's like I don't want to be like, oh, like she looks like, or he looks like some type of way. But this report is saying that he looks gaunt. Okay, so we'll go with gaunt. And he does look thin. I think Ryan is very particular. He wants to be very pretty. He wants to be very young. It's probably hard for him to accept that he's getting older. He's a forever twink is how I kind of look at him. So maybe this is kind of by choice. He wants to be very thin to appear younger. It's just maybe not giving what what you would think. People are asking for the real Ryan Seacrest to step forward. One person said it doesn't even sound like Ryan, never mind looking like him. Some people are saying he's just older, but he does seem different. Last year, Ryan did admit to over-exercising, eating better, and over-training ahead of turning 50. He said, I'm doing everything I can to feel like I'm not 50. Anything I can do to make myself feel 29 again. Oh my God. Oh, he got me stressed out. Like, okay, so he's really trying to hold on to his youth. That's what I'm saying. Ryan Seacrest, you are that blueprint of a forever twink. Let's get into Cardi B. Cardi B went through that case whenever her album was coming out, and it was a big deal. And honestly, the timing was great because we got these good clips of Cardi B being funny in court while we also had her album coming out. It was a great mix, but there was a moment where one of the lawyers asked her about gang affiliations, which I guess was completely uncalled for, and something that Cardi has like gone back on and told the judge like, hey, that was not cool. And the judge actually fined the lawyer for doing this. It's crazy getting hit with a $1,500 fine just for asking the question. So I guess we will never know. Is she part of the gangs or not? I mean, I don't even want to talk about the gangs. I have no problems with none of them. You all do you. I'm going to just do me over here. I don't know what any symbols mean or anything. I'm just in my black Sloan sweatshirt, which actually, comment below, we're getting into the spring and summertime somewhat. I mean, I know it's probably snow on the ground where some of you guys are, but I want to design a new Sloan shirt. But I need inspiration. People tell me in the comments below, what are you thinking? But that lawyer in Cardi's case was a mess. One person wrote that Timu-ass lawyer, he was a mess. Here's a clip of some of those interactions.
Ain't you supposed to be security?
Tell it to her now, go ahead.
Huh?
Say it again. Say objection, Your Honor.
You want me to say it to
I
her
want
face?
you to tell it to her face what you said on that day so she can hear it for herself
The objection
again.
is sustained.
And, Your Honor, do we have civility in the courthouse?
Why don't we just take the temperature down a little bit? If you have actual questions to ask her, please do so. It's not the time to argue with her.
Yesterday you had black hair, short hair. Today it's blonde and long. Which one is your real hair? Or are they both real?
They're wigs.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know that.
Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.